Fix the issue. We had some major issues there, of course, with our audio there for my interview with Yodit Tuwelde and Monique Presley, talking about Mike Flynn's day in court. But it was a little troublesome at the White House, of course. Sarah Huckabee got asked lots of questions. And so this was the drama today at the presidential briefing. I thought y'all might want to take a look.
John.
Sir, reaction to the delay in the Flynn sentencing and the rather unusual inquiry from Judge Sullivan this morning asking prosecutors if Flynn possibly committed treason?
The delay is something between General Flynn and the courts, and that's something for them to determine what that timeline looks like. In the meantime, we wish General Flynn well, and we'll continue to focus on doing what we do here every single day.
What about the inquiry as to whether he committed treason? Does the president see any reason why Flynn should be asked if he committed treason?
I'm not aware of anything that we would know of that would indicate that, certainly.
Senator, I was in the courthouse last hour when the Judge Emmett Sullivan basically said that he was disgusted by Michael Flynn's crimes. He said that he had disdain for Flynn. Flynn said that he knew that it was illegal to lie to the FBI, and he was ready to accept responsibility. This was all before agreeing to a delay in the sentencing. Given that, are you in a position now, or would you like to revisit your comments earlier today that the FBI ambushed Flynn?
No. We still firmly believe, look, the things that may have taken place, again, that's for the judge to make that determination, whether he engaged in something inappropriate. What we do know that was inappropriate by own self-admittance of James Comey is that the FBI broke standard protocol in the way that they came in and ambushed General Flynn, and in the way that they questioned him, and in the way that they encouraged him not to have White House counsel's office present. And we know that because James Comey told us that, and he said that the very reason that they did it was because the only reason that they did it, it was the Trump administration, and they thought they could get away with it. Those are facts, and certainly there may be other issues there, but that we don't have any reason to want to walk that back. Sager?
Very quickly about Michael Flynn. He has cooperated with the special counsel's office and met with him 19 times. Is there a particular reason why the president has not said that he is a rat, the way that he has said that Michael Cohen is a rat for cooperating with prosecutors?
Look, we know Michael Cohen to be a liar on a number of fronts, and the president's opinion is extremely clear on that front. I don't see any reason to go beyond that comment at this point. And Josh, go ahead.
Michael Flynn today tweeted that he did lie to the FBI and to them repeatedly, and that he was working for foreign government during the campaign. Does that concern the president? I mean, he seems to be concerned that Michael Cohen is a liar. Does he concern that one of his top aides lied to the FBI and was working for a foreign government?
Not when it comes to things that have anything to do with the president. The activities that he has said to, and again, we'll let the court make that determination, to have engaged in don't have anything to do with the president. Let's remember what the whole thing that this started is supposed to be about, and it's whether or not Russia influenced the election and whether or not the president had anything to do with it. We know that that Russia tried to create chaos within the election, but certainly not that they actually impacted it. The only reason that the president is the president is because he was a better candidate and beat Hillary Clinton. We also know that the president never colluded with Russia. So that's the whole reason that we have this, and we know those things to be false.
Is the president concerned that Michael Flynn lied to a representative of his own government and was working for another government during the campaign? Is that concern him or not?
Look, there's certainly concern, but that's something for the court to make that determination, and we'll let them do that.
Positive comments about him when he's pleaded to this.
Again, we're going to let the court play that out, and they'll make a determination on whether or not he engaged in something right or
Why is the
wrong.
president making positive comments about him, given these things that he's pled guilty to?
It's perfectly acceptable for the president to make a positive comment about somebody while we wait to see what the court's determination is. Francesca, go ahead.
All right, thank you, Sarah. I just want to clarify one thing and then move back on to the border wall. But the clarification on Michael Flynn, you said it has nothing to do with the president, but one of the things that the judge brought up today was that it was so concerning to him because Michael Flynn lied inside the White House as the national security advisor to the president. So is the White House disputing at this point that Michael Flynn is a liar? Because that's also the reason that he was fired. He was fired for lying.
We're disputing that any actions he engaged in had nothing to do with the president. That just because maybe he did do those things, but that doesn't have anything to do with the president directly.
You've been saying a lot that things don't have anything to do with the president, and he's just giving his opinion, and he has a right to give his opinion. But does he not have a broader right, responsibility as far as, if his national security advisor is lying, should he not be speaking on behalf of the American people, not just himself, President Trump, man under investigation, but, in all these aspects? You're talking about saying that he is just speaking for himself and he's not been linked to collusion is the claim, and therefore, it doesn't matter what he says. And the same thing with
That's
the
not what I said at all.
Fed, that his comments on the Fed have no bearing. He's just giving his opinion. What about him speaking to the American people?
I said he's the president of the United States, and he should not only does he have the ability to give his opinion, he should give his opinion. That's why the people elected him, is because they trusted him to make decisions on policy matters. They want to know what his positions are on specific policies. He absolutely should state his opinion on not just that, but on every topic that comes up that he wants to engage on.
A lot of people who are somehow involved in investigations feel the FBI is unfairly targeting them, but the president normally has a different role
We
as
know
far
for a
as...
fact that the FBI engaged in an outrageous amount of political bias. The fact that anybody could deny that there was political bias within the FBI, particularly under James Comey's leadership, is frankly just laughable.
I guess I'm wondering, using terms like rat and things like that to talk about people who are cooperating witnesses with the FBI.
Or people who are dishonest and lying.
Does he not have a broader
seems like a pretty
responsibility
appropriate
to preserve confidence in the rule of law for the American people?
Certainly, and that's why he has appointed new people to help do exactly that, whether it's Director Wray, a new Attorney General, somebody that can come in and be very transparent throughout this process.
Well, that was it. All the fun today at the White House press office. I had a chance to catch up with legal analyst Monique Presley and Yodit Tuwelde to get their particular sense of what took place today in court. And Monique, of course, also has practiced before this judge in D.C. And so I think y'all might enjoy their analysis. Let's just say unapologetic and straight black. All right, folks, here to break down today, Mike Flynn in the court. We're joined by legal analyst Monique Presley, Washington, D.C., and we have Yodita Welday, attorney, and also, she's also a judge, y'all. I don't know what they were thinking in Dallas, but okay. And she says legit, that is real. And she's actually a judge, like a robe and everything, and not bought.
You're talking about Michael Flynn.
And not bought at the store. So, shocking. So, all right, let's get right to it. First of all, this black judge was not playing around today, Monique.
No. And all I can really say is this is one of those moments. It reminds me of that scene in Pretty Woman when Julia Roberts goes back after she had been clowned and she walks into the boutique and she's like, "You work on commission, right? Big mistake. Huge." I don't understand what Flynn's lawyers were thinking about when they were in front of the Honorable Emmett G. Sullivan, and they thought that there was going to be some sort of skate, and just because everybody else agreed, when they did that clown memo where they're like, "Oh, but it really was a conspiracy and blah, blah, blah." Listen, this is the same Judge Sullivan who was over the Ted Stevens trial. This is the same Judge Sullivan who a few months ago turned a plane around in midair. He does not suffer fools. I have appeared in front of Judge Sullivan for 2 years in a hotly contested case. He called 4 members of my office to testify while the case was going on. He doesn't play with the government. He does not play with the Justice Department. He doesn't play with, I'm surprised he didn't try to add the treason count himself. I could see him. I could almost see his hair just kind of standing up on its head. I didn't even have to be in court. I know what happened.
So your D, it was a trip watching this whole thing play out because this was sort of like in track where somebody walk your ass down, like you've got this like huge lead and then somebody like just straight sucks you up and walks you down. He was sitting there going, so why y'all didn't charge him with treason? And then he was like, you were national security advisor. And he was just, okay, so let's talk about entrapment. Everything that his attorneys were saying, he got entrapped by the FBI. He basically forced him to admit, no, they didn't entrap me. No, I'm not here against my will. He was walking him down step by step, Yodit.
Okay, so here's the infuriating part. When you enter into a plea deal, what you're doing is taking accountability. You can't then say it's because of being entrapped, it's because I was intimidated or coerced. When you take a plea deal, a judge is going to ensure that other than the plea bargain, you're pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty. You weren't intimidated, you weren't coerced. Other than what was promised to you in the plea deal, you are pleading today purely because you are saying, I did it. And to say anything else would force a judge to say, well, then you have to withdraw your plea and set it for trial, because what you're saying is, Judge, it's because of this, that, and the other. And so you're essentially saying, I'm not guilty. Set it for trial. Number 2, why are people shocked by this judge? 1, I think the judges, or the lawyers, like Monique said, they dropped the ball. When you go before a judge, you should already kind of know what this judge is about. You prepare for what the judge's temperament is. Number 2, the judge has the ultimate say, even if you have a plea bargain. They have the ultimate say. So what you should prepare for is for it to go either way. So I'm not sure why people are shocked. Maybe the things he was saying, cool. He was saying that Michael Flynn was basically a POS because of what he did. That's fact. I'm not surprised that he said it. It is fact. So for him to admonish him and tell him that he was wrong is quite normal. Now, him adding the whole treason part might have been inflammatory, but I don't see anything shocking by what the judge did.
So here, Monique, here's what I love. I can sort of visualize in the courtroom when a judge was sort of leaning. But okay, I'm gonna now visualize Roland's courtroom, and so this is I'm the judge, and you leaning back, you going, so y'all thought y'all were gonna mosey y'all ass up in here, and you thought since the prosecution recommended no jail time for you, that I was going to go ahead and go along with that bullshit. Okay. All right. And so he walked him down, and he basically said to him, Monique, you sure you finished cooperating with the federal authorities? He basically was saying to him, I would advise you to spill everything you really know, because I'm going to send your ass to jail. So unless they come back to me that you spilled a whole lot more, guess what? I'm gonna send you to jail right now. And that's why he asked him, do you want me to, suspend the sentencing so you can finish cooperating with the feds? That's just the sense that I got, Monique.
It wasn't a sense he didn't basically do it. He did it. He asked him 3 separate times. First, it's my understanding, he asked him multiple times, are you sure that you want to enter this plea? And that's basically, as long as they've been discussing this, Flynn had already allocated a lot of things that already happened where all of this should have been pro forma. But again, because, and I hate blaming lawyers, but because these high post lawyers, it's hubris, it's arrogance, government attorneys in front of Judge Sullivan never would have done something like that because they know whatever it is you think you're coming in here to do,
right,
you're in my room now. And whatever it is I decide to do is what goes. And so he asked 3 different times, maybe you want to delay this. Maybe you're not finished cooperating. Maybe, and by the 3rd time, apparently the lawyers got the hint, asked for a break, went to revamp, came up with that very nice letter. But see, why would they have done what they did? And see, here's the thing. It's not just that they sent in that hellish memo. It's that they forced Mueller's hand because then they had to check him and push back. Like, now, wait a minute. Yeah, he cooperated, but nobody was coerced. He knew he was lying. And again, Sullivan, former prosecutor, former Superior Court DC judge, former Court of Appeals judge, now federal judge, please. He takes this very, very seriously, and they got in front of the wrong black man today. That's all there is.
And your D, final one on this. Again, I think the way the conversation went, his lawyer was like, say, Mike, everything we told you before, don't none of that count. So whatever you holding back, player, I'm going to need you to reveal everything to the feds because this man going to send your ass to prison. You and your 3 stars. He going to send you to jail. I'm just letting you know. It was amazing reading the tweets of the people who were in us, the people who were, of course, in social media, as I was reading the tweets, and it was just like going one by one. And I was going, woo, dog, you are in some serious trouble. They had to recalibrate quickly.
But what happens if he doesn't have anything left, Yodi?
Oh, he got something left.
What happens if he's empty? Because they've said he fully cooperated.
Yodi, go ahead.
Add more. He needs to come back into his memory and pull something. I'm not saying make anything up.
Right.
But his pre-sentencing investigation report has to look different from today's and in March. So I'm still confused as to why his sentencing was scheduled before he fully cooperated. I don't care how many meetings he's had with Mueller. There's still so much to tell. And I do believe that he felt like, I'm going to get my plea today. I'm going to walk out of here and I'm done. And I don't have to really cooperate with the government.
Yo, D and Monique, I'm telling y'all, he didn't fully cooperate. To me, that was their way of saying, you got some more stuff to say.
Who? The judge?
No,
the government was fully satisfied. They were going in there and saying we're not recommending jail.
No.
So the judge wasn't. Whatever was redacted, whatever he saw, he wasn't fully satisfied. He said you have 3 more months to make some stuff happen. Because I'm telling you right now, if you want to be sentenced today, you're going to be claimed.
That's my point. That's my point. And my point is, he's going to go back and be like, okay, there's some stuff in the deep recesses that he really didn't want to reveal. He's going to have to turn over some stuff to satisfy his judge.
And I think a lot of people felt like the judge might have done him a favor. I think the judge also did the government a favor, too, because he's saying, you have more. They need more. So both sides, essentially, he's free to walk home and go home and sleep in his bed tonight. And the prosecution, they're just going to have to wait and see whatever he comes up with. Some people may argue that he may be pressured to make something else up. I don't know. The president's calling Cohen a rat when he's, not said a thing about Flynn. And Flynn is actually admitted to lying under oath to FBI. So I don't know what he would call him, but it's going to be funny to see how Trump is going to characterize him in the next several months if he comes up with more things. And now Trump is going to say, oh, well, he's a rat too. So, he's just trying to get out of, going to prison. But It's just going to be interesting to see what this judge does in March.
Well, Monique, I got to say, considering the fact that Trump has appointed basically 90% white male judges to the federal bench, it's just got to be something that this black judge is whooping that behind.
Power to the people. I would say that I've been in front of him a number of times. He is not an unfair judge. He can run hot, and they caught him wrong today. So the one thing they need to do before they come back is pray. Pray that it's not another run hot day. Sometimes he'll go back, he'll think about it, and it might be better. But he gave them a chance, because it wouldn't have been one of those Cohen things. Today's the day I want my sentence. I don't have anything more to say. I'm not going to fully cooperate. Just give me my time and I'm going to roll out of here. And then he ended up with 3 years, but at least now he's done.
Okay.
Judge Sullivan was cute.
Mind you, they could have gone to court today and completely kept quiet, like Monique said, but they had said something in that motion by talking about entrapment. The judge had to address that, because you're coming into court now and you're saying that you want to take this plea deal, but your attorneys just mentioned just the other week that this might not be as clear cut as you guys are trying to make it out to be. Now you're saying that you were coerced in some way. We've got to establish that.
But remember, the FBI, that is law enforcement. And there's nothing, and look, if you're a federal judge, there's nothing to me more offensive to you. And he basically said it. He not basically said it. Here you were, the national security advisor, lying in the White House, working for a foreign government, 3-star general, and you have the audacity, the unmitigated gall to walk into my courtroom and then have your lawyers talk about how, oh, you were entrapped, you didn't know you were lying, you were in the Dominican Republic on vacation, and all that nonsense on Fox News. The judge is like, no. I'm gonna make you stand right here and come out your mouth that everything your lawyer said up until now was a damn lie. And Flynn had to, yep, okay, not entrapment. I knew I was lying.
He didn't want him to drop that plea. He said yes. He knew he lied.
Yes.
Period.
So everybody
Where's the lie?
So everybody on Fox News, y'all got to come up with some new stuff, because everything y'all been saying for the past week, Flynn just wiped out in court.
They're saying that he was trapped now. This very second.
Well, guess what? You can't say a man was trapped when the man himself admitting I wasn't trapped. That's how it goes. All right. Monique Presley, your D12 day, we'll appreciate it. Ooh, I can't wait to see the next person who go in front of the brother judge. This is really the people's court.
As long as it's not me. I wore my government blue just in case he's watching.
All right, folks. I certainly hope you enjoyed that legal analysis. Certainly different from what you're hearing on all the rest of these cable networks. All right, folks. Now it's time for a word from one of our partners here, Roland Martin Unfiltered. All right, folks. Back to that Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. Now, a word from one of our Roland Martin Unfiltered partners. You've heard me say it before, and I will say it again. Write down this website, marijuanastock.org. That's marijuanastock.org. I'm going to tell you why it matters. Legal marijuana has grown to become a $9 billion industry in roughly 6 years. Forbes magazine predicts the market will continue to grow to nearly $50 billion in the next 10 years. So whether you like it or not, legal marijuana is a growing industry, and it is only going to get bigger. Now, if you're an investor, you get it. You look for business models that are easy to understand in industries that are trending up. Our friends at Transatlantic Real Estate made their business very simple. They buy land that supports legal marijuana operations and lease it to high-paying tenants. So you are investing in the landlord of a licensed marijuana farm. Stop working so hard for your money. Let your money start working for you by investing in the legal cannabis industry. You can invest as little as $300 up to $10,000. But you can't wait. This crowdfunding opportunity is only available for a few more days. They say that you either make things happen, watch things happen, or sit around wondering what happened. Don't be the person watching and wondering. Don't let another investment boom get away from you. It's time to make something happen for you, your finances, and your family. And don't forget my pro tip. To be included, you must complete and confirm your application. And be sure to complete the process. Go to marijuanastock.org. That's marijuanastock.org. Get in the game, folks. Do it now before time runs out. Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video. All right, folks, we certainly thank all of you for watching. Don't forget to support Roland Martin Unfiltered. Go to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Join our Bring the Funk fan club. Here's what's about to happen. We're going to have, first we got a couple of things going on. And so, remember, my show's on hiatus right now. And so my staff were off. And so, but still, if anything happens, of course, of interest to black folks, we, of course, will come on live. I'll come on live anywhere from where I am just to bring you the news. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, of course, on Tom Jordan Morning Show. Again, support us at Bring the Funk fan club at RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. All right, folks, y'all have an absolutely fabulous day.